another option, right? There was there's literally explaining to merchant, oh, you don't really have to just work with the bank, right? There are other options. So that was the biggest challenge back then. And yeah, there's a handful of companies who still exist. Walker, I think, was back then, maybe Libris. Yeah, and then we've been doing our own thing. We have a unique take on the traditional merchant cash advance. It's a little bit of a hybrid between different products. A little bit of a what we like to think is the good of different products is the flexibility of merchant cash advance, the reliability and the planability of regular loan product, that you can anticipate what is the bills or the payments are like. And the biggest thing is that there is no PG attached to the funding. So this has been our main, even more than a USP is I think it's been our culture that we fund businesses. I believe that an unsecured business financing with a PG is basically a glorified personal loan, if you ask me. If we take the risk of investing unsecured in a business, so if the business fails, it's my problem for not making the right choice. So I'm not going to chase the individual. I'm not going to go after him personally. Obviously, we have some safeguards against fraud, but that's the even though we feel like it might be beneficial in certain cases to take PG, but that's been a big something that separated us throughout the years, I think. And funny enough, it doesn't hurt our collection performance. We are pretty good at speaking to clients who are struggling, also protecting ourselves against fraud. So yeah, all in all, that's kind of the thing in a nutshell. Even after, what is it, 18 years in the industry, I don't see myself really as a finance guy. I think of myself as a businessman. That's why I like this product, because it's a business to business. I work with 99% of our clients are small business owners, right? Me and you as well. So we understand businesses. So I see myself as a businessman whose product is funding, is financing. So our contract is structured in the same way. It's a very simple, straightforward product. We purchase a percentage of the future receivables of a business, and we structure it in a way that is when the business succeeds, the client has ways to benefit, and if the business slows down, the client has ways of benefiting as well. With he's protected. He's never going to pay interest. There's never going to be any fees that jump out when there is any lateness or there is not gone through the expected terms. So in a way, that's the simple idea behind what we do. Yeah, I'm still passionate about this one, about this product and about this company after close to 20 years. We're doing something good.
Definitely. I mean, what type of industries do Got Capital typically fund?
Well, the pitch is, we like to say that any business that has sales over 3 months is a customer, because as we are not limited with technology, we're not connected into the terminal. So we are able, if there is affordability and there is a sustainability in the business, and we see that the business is going to continue making sales for the next 6-12 months. So we are able to structure a finance agreement. So literally anything barring the whatever the odd industries, gambling or brokerage companies. Other than that, usually it's almost everything. So that's a nice thing again about it, that we try to keep it very broad.
And
I have to say that this product was I think originally was structured as factoring for retailers, right? And retailers, they usually benefit the most, because they imagine a restaurant or a high street shopkeeper who makes daily small tickets, daily small invoices. So it's hard for them to leverage those sales to make a large purchase or make an investment in the business. So you basically take a lump sum against your future sales.
And then in terms of sort of the speed of funds being released, what's the typical turnaround time that you guys can work at?
Well, we like to underwrite, offer, and fund on the same day. That's again the reason why the contract is so simple, and the reason why the criterias are very straightforward, because we understand that speed is the added value that we bring. You know, that obviously we cost more than your average bank loan, but we try to bring value by speed. You know, that cliche of time is money. You know, it's in the small business world, it's not a cliche. It's literally a way of life, right? A lot of the clients, when they call us, they need the money yesterday. They don't need it tomorrow, right? So that's one of the reasons that people apply, and that's one of the reasons, if you look on our Trustpilot or Google review, you will see, I think, that what we do what's on the tin. We don't promise the world. We try to give something that is flexible and fast, reliable, working with a company that's been in the industry for a long time, and that is backed by a commercial bank as well. So these days, I think the biggest advantage is clients who already work with us, repeat clients. They call us in the morning and they have the funds in their bank account by lunchtime.
Fantastic. And I guess what's sort of the minimum requirement for businesses to be eligible with Got Capital?
We've always tried to be catered even to a startup, let's say a second stage startup. Once you can prove that you have sales, right? If you are trading for more than 3 months, that you can show that you manage the bank accounts and you are paying who you're supposed to be paying, and you're making sales, that's enough for us. So I think that it's on our website, I guess, as well, on our pitch. If you're trading for more than 3 months, if your average turnover is 7K a month, you can qualify. And for many years, we've been one of the highest approval rate in the UK. I hate to say that the world after COVID has changed a little bit, and the rules of the game has changed a bit. But yeah, that's what we thrive, what we try to do, what we try to deliver.
And you guys have been around for how long, was it?
Yeah, we opened shop in the UK from 2014.
2004,
So
you went right through
11 years running, yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess, who would you guys consider Got Capital an alternative for? Who do you often come up against and compete with?
Basically, we're an alternative to the bank, right? The banks can beat us in price, but they don't move as fast as we do, right? And it used to be, back in the days when we started, there used to be two ways for a small business to get funding: is the bank or friends, family, and friends and family. And yeah, so we try to give that alternative. I think now the industry has grown and there's a lot more competition on that sector. And there's some companies who are being innovative in different ways, and I like that. I like that there is different versions of the same product, or at least the same system, right?
And then I guess, obviously, this question is probably quite hard to answer in terms of how long's a piece of string, but typically in terms of interest rate, factor rates, what would people be looking at with Got Capital?
So there's no interest rate. There's a one-off factor fee to the advance. It could go, if you look at it monthly, it could go anything from 3% per month. It depends on the structure, it depends on the risk. Typically, if you look at overall, it's starting from about 1.2 factor rate. So let's say that we invest 10,000, we will ask to collect about 12,000. But that's obviously depending on risk and depending on qualifications, time in business, sector, and so on and so on. Unfortunately, a lot of the businesses that come to us are because they were denied by the banks. So a big reason is because there's any advert credit or CCJs or previous failing of businesses. So yeah, we will look at each applicant and each opportunity by its own merit, and we would like to judge most of the risk analysis from the bank statements. That's kind of our secret sauce. We try to really look at that, and not just the position of a director or history or anything like that. So.
And then I think you touched on this earlier, but in terms of Got Capital, there's no PG, personal guarantee, required. Is that correct?
Yep.
And how did you come to that decision?
I'm sorry?
How did you sort of come to that decision? Because obviously it's something that kind of separates Got Capital from the rest.
I think honestly, in a way, we want to be the purest business funding product. Then if you attach a PG to a business loan, I feel like there's a bit of might be a bit of misleading. We believe in the business, and if the business failed for reasons that are not fraudulent and reasons that are not the fault of the owners, so it's on us for not making the right risk assessment. So in that sense, it's a show of trust in the business. We fund businesses and we expect the business to succeed. it gives us the benefit as well of being faster, less paperwork, and we've never seen that our default rate are an indication that we should change it. Yeah, throughout the years, there have been back and forth looking at how to protect ourselves, but we still don't believe that PG is something that will give us any advantage over what we do right now. In fact, in the last few years, I think there have been some cases with the FCA about companies in our sector, unfortunately, misusing the PG. I think that's unfortunate that you are being sold a business loan, and then if the business fails for some reason that is not the owner's fault, they chase after you for your personal assets. So I think that's a show of trust, but also something that shows our the value that we have, and what we are trying to bring to the UK market, what we are trying to bring to our customers.
Fantastic. And I guess finally, how do people go about applying to Got Capital?
Well, you can simply find us online, apply in minutes. We try to make the website as easy as possible as well. We've worked very hard on upgrading our technology in the last year, trying to make everything streamlined, from uploading the bank statements, connecting to open banking, submitting all the documents online. We have dedicated representatives who are happy to answer questions over the phone and lead you through the process. You can find us through a lot of our trusted partners, through brokers, but we're always happy to have a human behind our communication, and that's one of our drivers. I think that we're driven by passion to help small businesses. That's what we teach our sales rep, our account representatives, and one of the biggest show of trust is our repeat business. So we get a lot of repeat business because I think clients see the value that we bring. Yeah, and again, you can go online, see the reviews. I think they speak for themselves. We're not trying to sell something that is outrageous. We stick to our core value and try to deliver a simple, flexible and fast product.
Perfect. Thanks, Alex. Right, there you go.